just about set for football now from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. Today, NFC South rivals collide. It's the Carolina Panthers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A welcome to you, Mike Tirico, along with Greg Olson. Chase McLaughlin set to get it started. Off we go from Raymond James Stadium. A good return as he takes it across the 30. So the Panthers led out by their quarterback, Bryce Young. Shaky rookie year, but the back end of his second year, Greg, very effective for the man who was the #1 overall pick out of Alabama in 2023.
When he was taken as the first overall pick in the draft a couple years ago, Mike, certainly was not because of his physical stature. It was because of his mind. It was because of his processing ability. It was because of all the intangibles that they believed they saw in his days coming out of Alabama. Now, he's got some experience under his belt from a rookie year that had its ups and downs. He has all the talent in the world. Now he's got to go out and just capture it and make it happen. Really smart play, especially considering how early it is in the game. If something's not there, don't force it. Just throw it away and play the next snap.
He'll try again here. 2nd and 10. A first carry now for Rico Dowdle. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
He sniffed that one out from the jump. I mean, once he diagnosed and knew where the ball was going, he got there in a hurry, and he put an end to that play really before it ever got started.
3rd and long. Out of the shotgun, Young. Quick throw, taken in, and he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down.
So barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it looks like this is going to be a 3 and out. So this offense has to get to the sideline and regroup, figure out what went wrong, fix it, because they've got to be able to maintain possession the next time out.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. So the Buccaneers come out, and Baker Mayfield leads them out. He has found a spot to be very comfortable. The former #1 overall pick out of Oklahoma, who turned 30 in the offseason and has done a nice job with the Buccaneers the last few years.
You know, Mike, it's kind of become cliche. You know, these guys come onto the field and we say, hey, you got to defend every blade of grass. They can make every throw, but that's exactly the case anytime this guy's lined up behind center. And the amount of stress that it puts on your pass defense, on your secondary to know, I got to defend sideline to sideline, line of scrimmage to the end zone, no matter where that ball is snapped. That's a tall task, and they're going to have to mix up coverages and be really sound on the back end, or this guy can really kill you.
From the 33, here's 2nd down and 7. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. Short throw there, pulled in by Evans. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. It's a gain there of 26 yards.
Number 13, Mike Evans. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as, my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
Not much there, maybe a yard.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 9. It's Otten in motion. Throwing on 2nd down, Mayfield. That is intercepted. And the Panthers are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
Well, we're getting a little test here early, Mike, to see just how easy is this team to rattle. Didn't look like they were able to get through that opening script that they had worked on all week. So I'm going to be curious on this next drive. Do they stick to the plan? Do they pick up where they left off? Or is there a little bit of a reaction, or dare I say panic, to come out and make some adjustments in response to that early interception?
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. They'll run with Dowdle. And he'll manage to work this forward to the 37. Hassan Reddick there to make the play.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 37-yard line.
Second down, 8 yards to go. On the ground, it's Dowdle. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
From the gun, it's Young.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sit and duck for this pass rush.
Here's Sam Martin now, and John to punt for the 2nd time in this opening quarter. And he'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. The Buccaneers offense ready to see what they can do on their 2nd possession. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Mayfield. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 1.
3rd and a yard. They'll try to sneak it here. And he's going to be close to that first down. Looks like he made it past the yellow line. Yes, he did. It is indeed a first down.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run. 3rd and short, 4th and short. The ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and to say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
So anytime you decide to blitz, the hope is that the secondary can hold up long enough to allow the extra pressure guys to get to the quarterback. But when you don't get to the quarterback and he's able to get the ball on time and in rhythm, there are holes in the back end, and they're able to pick up the first down.
A throw on the move is caught. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
It's a gain of 32 yards.
It is a big play for the Buccaneers. 32 yards.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
Not much happening there, just a short game.
Derek Brown on the stop. 1-yard gain brings up second and 9 at the 17-yard line.
It is second and 9. That's a BUCS in motion. On second down, Baker. And he might have waited just a bit too long there as he throws it incomplete. Looking to set up the screen, but the defense wouldn't give him the time.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
From the gun on third down, it's Mayfield. He's got it inside the 5. And the Buccaneers are looking at a first and goal. He takes it all the way down to the 2.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
Trying to push the pile forward, but he's not going to get in. They stop him up short.
Well, after being stopped for no gain on first down on the ground, Mike, it brings up the question. Second and goal from the 2, what do you do? I like throwing it. I don't like waiting till third down to air the ball out. So if they want to take a shot at the end zone, I think it's got to be here on second and goal.
Irving trying to push the pile forward, but he's not going to get in. They stop him up short.
The thing that stands out to me about this defense, Mike, is they just make you earn everything. They don't concede any downs. You see it here on this last play. Great job here. No gain. Force third down.
That's a BUCS in motion. Throwing here on third and goal. Back of the end zone. He's got it. Mike Evans. Touchdown Buccaneers.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back, even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan. Everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession 1. What are you going to do in response on possession 2? Well, we just got our answer, and they took it down for 6.
McLaughlin, good on the extra point. And the Buccaneers will take a 7-0 lead.
Panthers nothing.
Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll pick this one away. On the return, it's Chuba Hubbard. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense now as they head out to take over for their next possession. They've had it twice and they've punted twice, still seeking that first down of the game as they begin this third drive. Dowdle trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
loss of a yard.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
On second down, Young. That's taken in, and it's Rico's Dowdle. And he'll get only a yard before he's out of bounds, and that's going to set up a third down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short game.
Here's a 3rd and 10. Young. And that is incomplete.
And this offense just cannot get anything going right now on third down. If you ask any offensive play caller throughout the entire league, Mike, the importance of third down, maintaining possession, making the defense stay on the field and have long extended drives, it is critical to not only scoring points, but ultimately winning in the NFL.
Fair catch called, and he's going to take it out beyond the 25-yard line. Here's the Tampa Bay offense. They're going to take over once more. They lead it here early 7-0 as they start with a 1st and 10. Here's Mayfield working from the pistol. This pass is caught by Cade Otton. And he'll be out of bounds. A pickup, though, of 6.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
From the 34, here's 2nd and 4. To throw is Mayfield. Going up top for Evans. He's got it. And he's going to be dragged down, but not until he's inside the 25. It is a big play for the Buccaneers. 42 yards.
Both pre-snap and post-snap, this is about as well done as you can do at the quarterback position. Get in and have the right call, identifying the holes along the back end, and then the throw. You can't put it in a better spot. I mean, that's just a big-time play.
That is incomplete. No way to force the football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up 2nd down. Chris Godwin, the receiver he was looking for. It's 2nd down. Baker to throw. A pass pulled in by Irving. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line. Play is stopped for a moment. It is an injured Carolina Panther on the field. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Now Mayfield. A short one there to Otton. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
Here's a 2nd and 6. Now Mayfield. That's hauled in at the 2. And he'll take it on in. Chris Godwin. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. McLaughlin now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Bucs will extend their first quarter lead. It's now 14-0.
Panthers nothing.
Here's McLaughlin now after the score. He'll kick this one away. On the return, here's Trevor Etienne. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Panthers offense back onto the field for their next possession. They're an early hole, 14-0. They'll start digging out soon. Begin this drive, 1st and 10. On the bootleg, it's Young. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. That is the former Pro Bowler, Hassan Reddick, getting in there to drop him. It'll be a loss of 7 to start this drive. 1 quarter in the books. 14-0 is our score. We'll have more from Tampa after this. Panthers football to begin this second quarter. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. As we are ready to get back underway. He's got the first-round pick, Teteroa McMillan. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
And it's 3rd down.
3rd and 10. To throw, Young. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
I'd say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on 3rd down? It's something these teams stress all week. Here's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up 4th down.
On comes the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Fair catch is called for and made just inside the 35-yard line.
At their own
The veteran Mike Evans, he's heading back out onto the field with the rest of the Tampa Bay offense. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a second defender at him, maybe? Look at what he's done. Whatever the defense has tried in the first half, it hasn't worked. Mayfield to throw on 1st and 10. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 39-yard line.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd down and 6. Throwing is Baker. They go right back to Godwin. He's got it again. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the 1st down.
Down the field, it's Evans. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. A gain there of 27 yards.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
We'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's a gain of 5.
The key to good route running, Mike, is deceiving the man covering you into thinking you're doing one thing, and then you change it and do the other. And in this case, he had the defender thinking this was a vertical downfield route, and then next thing you know, he gets to his break point, he breaks in, and that ball's put right on the money for a big pickup.
That's to the end zone, but they cannot connect. It's incomplete.
There isn't much room for error when operating inside the red zone. The field is really condensed. Those throwing windows become a lot tighter and forces your quarterback to make some really highly contested throws. And as we just saw, those aren't always going to go your way.
Mayfield to throw. That one taken in from that guy, BUCS. Touchdown, Tampa. And this show continues. What a first half he's had, Greg. A third touchdown pass with that one.
Mike, what stood out to me the most so far is just the amount of space these guys have had to operate in. I think if I'm this defensive coordinator, me and my staff at halftime are revisiting this game plan. They obviously felt good about it coming in, but I don't think there's anything to feel good about thus far.
On comes McLaughlin to add the PAT. His kick is good, and the Buccaneers will stake themselves to a 21-0 lead.
Panthers nothing.
Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll pick this one away. This taken at the 5. Get across the 20, mark them at the 22-yard line. The Panthers offense ready to take over once more. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on first down. Play fake. Here's Young. That's right side, taken in by Tremble. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a first down.
It's been a rough first half, but now as we approach halftime, Mike, you got to start getting some wins, and it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline. So as you go into halftime, you have something to build on.
He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
He was taken down behind
well, has been the case this entire first half. It's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Out of the shotgun, Young. That's taken in. It's Xavier Leggett. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
A gain of 12 yards.
They get 12 yards on that pass. It's a Carolina first down.
A gain of 12. First down, Carolina.
The motion man here is Mitchell. Here's a carry for Dowdle. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and That's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
Short one there, caught by Tremble. And this yields nothing. He's out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. Third down and 9. From the gun, it's Young. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete.
And the best offense on third downs, Mike, is to be really good on first and second down. This keeps teams from putting themselves in these unfavorable positions. It's part of the reason why these drives continue to stall out.
Here's their punter now, as he's on for the 5th time this afternoon. And we will not have a return here. This one angles out of bounds. Baker Mayfield and the Bucs ready to get back to work. And he has done everything you could ask of him coming into this one. He spread it around, hasn't taken many chances, and potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down.
The tackle made at the 24-yard line. 1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
From the gun, it's Mayfield. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose, and it's going to force 3rd down.
It's now 3rd down.
And they got the look they were hoping for, one-on-one on the outside. He's just unable to hold on to it through contact, and I think that was a big opportunity missed.
Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. No one open, he'll drop it to his running back. And he looks to be a bit short of the line. And that is going to bring up 4th down.
It's 4th down.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the 1st down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks. And now they got a 4th down decision to make.
About that. Nice return there, picking his way up past the 35-yard line. The Panthers' offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. 1st down now. Start on the ground, and he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
A loss of a yard.
The back's doing everything in his power to try to get that ball around the edge to the boundary, but just great pursuit there by this linebacker, staying with his angles, running through contact, and he makes the play behind the line.
Back to the ground, he'll get it again, and he'll get up beyond the 40 to the 41-yard line. The big defensive lineman, Vita Vea, on the stop.
3-yard gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
3rd, they need 8. Here's Young to throw. He'll swing this out to Dowdle. And he'll be stopped short of a 1st down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down.
This exact situation here, Mike, tends to get a lot of conversation around the league. I think I'm going for it. I think here around midfield, you got to maintain possession, see if you can end this drive with some points. I think you got to stay aggressive, keep your offense on the field.
And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The veteran Mike Evans, he's heading back out onto the field with the rest of the Tampa Bay offense. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in the first half, it's resulted in a big play that is borne out by those eye-popping numbers. Baker gonna give it to Irvin. And he's gonna be brought down up past the 45. It's a gain of 16, and very quickly a first down.
And a first down.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical. Right down the numbers. Those are the type of runs this offense wants to see more of going forward.
That's caught left side by Otten. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. That's his third catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
In order for this play to be successful against man coverage, Mike, two things need to happen. One, the quarterback has to anticipate the break. He has to get that ball out on time. And then the rest is the receiver creating the separation at the top. And when both are accomplished, you can see what the results are.
The RPO, they'll get this to Ibuka. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
Mike, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. The easiest down to throw the ball in the NFL is first down. I hate when teams wait till later in the possession to throw the ball. So early first down completion, you're on the plus side of the field. Now you're thinking strike. Touchdown, field goal, but either way, I'm coming away with points.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the Panthers' 17-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9. To throw is Mayfield. To the goal line and in. Cade Otton. Touchdown Buccaneers. He has done it again. That is 4 touchdown passes in his first half. Greg, he might skip halftime with the way he's performing right now.
Yeah, Mike, this passing attack is just really unstoppable. I mean, it is just remarkable the success he's been able to have. We're not even at halftime yet. He finds himself on record pace. I can't wait to see what he does the rest of this game.
McLaughlin now for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Bucs move out to a commanding 28-0 first half lead. Here's McLaughlin now after the score. He'll kick this one away. Here comes a return from the 5. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. The Panthers offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. To throw is Young. Now a screen set up for Dowdle. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
2 minutes to go here till halftime. Greg and I back from Tampa after a timeout. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Now Young. Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete. Tommy Tremble, tight end, the man he was looking for there. And third down coming up.
This offense just can't seem to get anything going in this opening half, Mike, and they're still looking for their first points of the game, and it's really these missed opportunities that are a big part of the reason they're really struggling here.
He's got a man! That's McMillan! And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line. Now the Bucs will take their first timeout. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down.
A gain of 33 yards on the play. First down, Panthers.
Slot man in motion right. Young to throw on first down. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by their rookie corner. And the Buccaneers are going to take possession. They've got it at their own 42.
And while he's still a rookie and he's going to have his ups and downs, this is the player they thought they were getting when they selected him in this previous year's draft. I mean, he looked almost like a savvy veteran there, baiting that quarterback into that throw. He had great anticipation. He was on time in his drive, and then he plucks that ball out of the air, and he almost looks like a wide receiver.
The RPO, this is out to Evans. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 44-yard line.
Second down and 8. Mayfield. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up third down.
8 yards to go.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
Down the field, but it falls incomplete.
Well, it's not going to make up for all the plays that they've been on the wrong side of up until this point. They finally are able to land a jab of their own, knock this ball away, and get a much-needed incomplete pass.
It's Riley Dixon coming on now. The punt for the second time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. And he didn't get the check he was hoping for in that one. That goes into the end zone, and it's a touchback. The Panthers offense going to take over here in the final minute of this first half. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Young. He runs with it, and he'll give himself up here. That's a gain of 5 on first down. The Panthers will take their first timeout as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Second and 5. Now Young. There he goes again. Now a timeout for Carolina. That's going to be their second, as they'll stop it just a little bit over 30 seconds to go in this first half.
You can see here, Mike, the impact that sending your receivers deep does to the defense. You add so many layers, and the defense has to get so much depth in their pass coverage. It leaves a lot of room underneath, and that's exactly what the quarterback takes advantage, tucks the ball down, turns into a runner, picks up the first down.
On 1st and 10, here's Young. Oh, trying to set up the screen, but that is going to fall incomplete.
You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half. He's got to settle down, have some more efficiency on these early downs, and get his offense into some sort of rhythm.
And he's going to be out of bounds, gain of just a couple, and now we've got 3rd down coming up.
A 3-yard pickup, and it's 3rd down.
Here's Young. In the middle, and he's got his man complete. The Panthers, they're going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
You can see this connection is just starting really to pick up. They're seeing the game through the same set of eyes, and that is the job of the receiver. What is my quarterback expecting from me? Where does he want me? Be there on time, and it leads to big gains like this.
On 1st down is Young. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I can guarantee you that interception he threw on the previous drive, that's still in the back of his mind. You got to know when to take a chance, and you got to know when to just throw the ball away and live for the next down.
2nd and 10. To throw, Young. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
From the gun here on 3rd down, it's Young. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half.
Really nice coverage here on 3rd down. They took away all of the outlets the quarterback had. Really left them with no opportunity other than to just throw that ball away. It's going to bring up 4th down.
On 4th down, Young. A ball deep for the end zone. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick recap of the first half, which has been strongly one-sided. This is heading towards blowout territory unless they can come from behind and get themselves a victory. Let's find out what happens in the second half. Let's go back out to the commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thanks. I bet you it was 2 different, very different, in fact, halftime speeches from the head coaches as we get set for half number 2. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The 3rd quarter is underway. On the return is Sean Tucker. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Bucs offense looking to get back to work as we begin this 3rd quarter. play fake. It's Mayfield. To the left side, to Godwin. And he'll be tackled up around the 45-yard line. That's the way to get started, a pickup of 17 and a very quick first down.
This is a really nice job of just finding a hole in coverage, Mike. And I used to say, hey, when you're open, stay open. That's the art of route running versus zone coverage. And it's a friendly target for the quarterback in space, and they're able to convert.
And he'll get about 6 out of that one before being forced out of bounds.
Out of bounds at the 48-yard line. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd and 3. On the handoff, it's Irving. Room to run at the 35. And he's finally going to be brought down, but not before he gets to the Panthers' 21-yard line. That's good for 27 and a first down.
First and 10.
The challenge of playing a running back like this is you feel like you have him under control. You're doing a nice job putting a lid on him, and then all of a sudden, he's got a big spark play like this. That's the challenge. These guys are just so talented. You can only keep them down so long. That was a really nice run.
And this time, they are ready for him. Thrown for a loss, and it's 2nd down.
These are the impact plays that this linebacker is capable of, Mike. Not only dissecting and determining where the ball was going, but then to shoot through the line of scrimmage and make this tackle for a loss. That's a big-time play by a really good player.
On the ground, go with Rashad White, the back out of Arizona State. And he'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5, and here comes 3rd down.
It's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 7.
Baker to throw. And that is incomplete.
Just a couple plays ago, Mike, it felt like a touchdown was kind of inevitable. They were doing everything they wanted as they marched the length of the field, and then as they got down here close to the red zone and that field condenses, they started getting sloppy in their execution. Now, what do they do on 4th down? Do they try to keep their offense out there and extend the drive, or do they settle for 3?
McLaughlin's kick is good. And the Bucs will extend their 3rd quarter lead.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
McLaughlin hit the field goal a moment ago, and now he's back to kick this away. From the 6, here comes a return. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Panthers offense getting ready for their opening possession of this 2nd half. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. Tremble comes in motion. Off the play fake. Here's Young. That's taken in by McMillan. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. They'll get 11 there. And that's a quick first down.
And up until this point, we haven't seen a lot go their way, but here in the 3rd quarter, they're starting to find some plays. They're starting to get some opportunities. Just got to ask yourself if it's too little, too late.
Back to McMillan, complete. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
A gain of 15
more on that connection. They're making it look easy. That's another first down.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
throw is Young. That one out in front of his big target. They cannot connect, and it falls incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
In trouble, and down he goes. Lavonte David in there for a loss of 5 on the sack, and now it's 3rd down.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Young. And that is incomplete.
This has really been the story of the entire game up until this point, Mike. I mean, it's been poor play calls, poor execution. I mean, really just a overall poor offensive performance across the board.
Hunting time for the Panthers, set to kick this one away. The Buccaneers offense, and they're running back Bucky Irving, ready to hit the field again. Begin here on the ground. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
There's very few defenses in today's NFL, Mike, that you can play the cornerback position and be unwilling to tackle. Those days are kind of over, so give credit to this guy. I mean, he identified run, he understood his leverage and gap fit, and he's able to bring him down for no gain.
We'll go again here with Irving. Into the secondary at the 45. And he's going to be taken down. 15-yard pickup there. Good for a Buccaneers first down.
Really nice job by the interior of this offensive line. It typically just takes one guy to distort the defense to give the back enough room to operate, and that's exactly what they did here, and it led to a big gain.
Right back to Irving. Nice job finding the seam. Gain of about 9. Just a yard short of that first down.
45-yard line. It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 1. They'll get creative here on the jet sweep. And this defense having nothing of it. They get him down for a loss on the play.
When you come across on a jet sweep, Mike, you're hoping once you get the ball, all you see is green grass and open space. Well, in this case, he had a lot of unhappy defenders waiting for him, and they're able to put him down behind the line.
That's a BUCS in motion. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Mayfield. And that is incomplete. Emeka Ibuka, the intended receiver. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, here we find the best laid plans sometimes do go astray. Every offense, Mike, what do they tell us? We want to stay ahead of the chains. We want to stay on schedule. This was a 3rd and very reasonable. Incomplete on that 3rd down try. Now brings up 4th and short.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense now as they head out to take over for their next possession. And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line.
It's a gain of
18 yards. What a great way to start the drive. It's a first down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start. The receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
And he'll have enough to move the chains. He'll take this forward for about 3 yards.
A gain of 4 yards.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. Second and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
Right back to him on first down. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4.
46-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
From the 46, here's 2nd and 5. In motion comes the tight end, Evans. On 2nd down, Young. That one out of the reach of the receiver's outstretched arms. It is incomplete. Teteroa McMillan was the intended receiver. And it'll be 3rd down.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
And he is going to have a Panthers first down. It was 3rd and 5, and they picked up 7.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the first down.
He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 36-yard line.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd down and 7. Out of the shotgun, Young. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down.
A gain of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
It's going to be 3rd. They need 1. It's the quarterback with the sneak. And it looks like he's got enough for the first down. Let's wait for the mark. Yes, that run, that's enough to move the chains.
First down. 2 yards on the play. First down, Carolina.
Unbalanced look here to the right side on 1st and 10. Now a give up the middle. A gain of 4 as he's taken down.
Ball carrier. The tackle made at the 24-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
From the 24 now, here is 2nd and 6. Young. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line. A gain of 11 on that one. It's good for a Panther first down.
First and 10.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point, and now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than that, after this long drive, would be a bit of a letdown.
A the 8-yard line.
So we'll take it to the other end as we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Tremble comes in motion. We begin the 4th with a carry by Dowdle. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
That one incomplete. Coverage outstanding there. Able to jar the ball free in a big spot, and now it is 4th down.
And on 3rd down, what they're trying to do, Mike, is just get the ball out of his hands quickly and into the hands of one of his playmakers, but he just doesn't focus through the catch. Lapse of concentration, ends up in a drop, and falls incomplete.
And they are into the end zone for the first time today. Rico Dowdle, touchdown, Panthers. Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. At least a little payoff with a touchdown, Greg.
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. Give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
Ryan Fitzgerald now to add the extra point. The kick is good, and the Panthers are able to cut into the deficit.
Panthers 7. Ryan Fitzgerald.
Following the touchdown, it is Fitzgerald to send this one away. Johnson now to return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Baker Mayfield and the BUCS ready to get back to work. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. That's Ibuka in motion. On play action, Mayfield. That's the Pro Bowl corner, J.C. Horn. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position. A huge chance to cut into the deficit.
And we've seen this throughout the entire game, Mike. These receivers are having a hard time uncovering against this secondary. You force a quarterback to throw into a lot of tightly contested windows, it's going to end up in the wrong hands.
The Panthers offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll begin with great field position, a short field, in fact, as they start with a first down. Throwing is Young. And unable to connect there. It's incomplete.
And he's lucky this one didn't go back the other way, Mike. He got away with just a bad decision, bad throw, and defensively, you get a chance to steal a possession for your offense. You've got to capitalize and make those plays.
They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Back to the air. It's Young. Looking for his tight end there, but led him too far. That's an incompletion.
Seems like there was some miscommunication that time. They clearly weren't on the same page. That's something that they've got to get on the sideline and get corrected as soon as possible, because I think they just missed out on what could have been a big play.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And it's a big run down to the 10-yard line. A big play there on the scramble. 33 yards.
First and 10 at the 10-yard line.
The defensive line has to do a better job of contain rushing, especially on third down. Mike, you can't rush one-on-one. You have to rush as a unit. Keep the quarterback in the pocket, and when you let him get loose, this is what's going to happen.
We're down at the 6.
The tackle made at the 6-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. Second and 6.
A second down throw for Young. That is caught in the middle of the end zone. Tommy Tremble. Touchdown, Carolina. Touchdown here in the fourth quarter, Greg. They have a big mountain to climb, but at least they're technically still alive in this one.
And now, Mike, we're going to see them line up to go for 2. They're going to see if they can get this lead down to 16 points and still give them a chance to fight back here late in the fourth quarter.
So now the Panthers and Young will attempt the 2-point conversion.
The Panthers will line up for the 2-point conversion.
They'll try to pick this up with a run. And he gets into the end zone for the 2. So it's not over yet. It's back to a 2-score game.
Not a real complicated breakdown needed here, Mike. In short yardage situations like that, if you have confidence in both your back and your offensive line, sometimes it's the simplest plays that have the best results.
Ryan Fitzgerald.
Following the touchdown, it is Fitzgerald to send this one away. Johnson now to return. Now an opening past the 30. And this will wind up working out well. He's going to take it up to the 40-yard line. Good return. The Buccaneers offense and their running back Bucky Irving ready to hit the field again. And he has put in a full game's work and some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Give. This is Irving. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
We're seeing such an uptick, Mike, across the league in these hybrid kind of positionless defenders, especially safety. So are they a safety? Are they a linebacker? They're good in both coverage. And in this case, they can play near the line of scrimmage and still make plays on the ground.
On second down, Baker. And they'll have it across midfield, down at the opposing 46-yard line.
It's a gain of 14 yards.
Give them 14 on that one. It's a first down for Tampa Bay.
First and 10 at the
An interesting
46-yard
decision
line.
there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the fourth quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. You don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock. And without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball back.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's second down and 4. From the gun, it's Mayfield. It's over the middle of tight end Otten. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. That's the second time they connect on this drive. This one good for 13 yards.
The 27-yard line.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Here's Irving. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple.
The tackle made at the 24-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Second and 7. They'll run with Irving. And he will get forward for about 5 yards. That sets up 3rd down.
And while that run wasn't anything really to write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. 3rd and short, now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. And he's going to have the 1st down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
And at this stage of the game, every 1st down gets them one step closer to being able to finish this one out. This defense has to find a way to get off the field. They have to get the ball back to their offense to give them a chance.
They go play action with Mayfield. Quick throw, taken in. He's not going to get too far. Tackled after a gain of just a yard.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8. At the 11-yard line.
They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. On the ground, it's Irving. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd and 7.
Here's Mayfield. He'll try and get there, and he will get into the end zone. Baker Mayfield. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
On comes McLaughlin to add the PAT. He gets it to go, and the Buccaneers will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter.
Panthers 15.
Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. To return is Hubbard. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Panthers offense ready to get back at it. Things not looking good. But see if we get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. They motion the slot man left. Young to throw on 1st down. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up 2nd down. Back to throw. Young. The pass taken in by Dowdle. Will mark him down up at the 44-yard line. A pickup of 14 on that walk. It's a Carolina first down.
And this is so much of the skill sets that we're seeing around the league at the running back position. You don't want to have to sub your running back off the field, Mike, when you build what they call these empty or 5-wide sets. Can you keep your running back and run true receiver routes and be a threat? Because when you can, there's a lot of big plays to be made.
And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 47-yard line.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 7. To throw, Young. Short one there, caught by Tremble. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a first down.
And despite things looking pretty bleak at the moment, I think you got to respect the fact they're out there swinging. They're trying to pull off a double-digit comeback here in the fourth quarter.
Young to throw on 1st and 10. Throw on the run is complete. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
First down.
A pickup of 21 on that connection. It's good for a Panther first down.
And this quarterback has a reputation for being one of the faster quarterbacks in the league. But what I loved here is, yes, he used his legs, but he remained a passer for as long as he could and leads to a nice pickup.
That's into the hands of McMillan on the slant. And they'll have 1st and goal. He is down inside the 10-yard line.
And this is what the offense needed. Now, after that last completion, you still trail here in the fourth quarter. You need scores, and you need scores fast, so they cannot take their time. I wouldn't be surprised to get them right back up on the line of scrimmage and try to score here now that it's 1st and goal. The sideline erupted. They thought that was an easy 6, but instead, it was nothing but disappointment. I mean, that is a gut-wrenching missed opportunity for the offense, and he has his head down just in disbelief.
So the ball's still at the 8-yard line for 2nd down and goal. Here's Young. He's going to keep, and he will get into the end zone. Bryce Young, touchdown, Panthers. Well, Greg, really down to the point where every possession they need to score, and they get a touchdown here to stay alive.
Mike, I like what I'm seeing out of this team. They find themselves down big late, but there's no quit. They're continuing to fight back, and they got a chance to make this one a 2-possession game here late.
So now the Panthers and Young will attempt the 2-point conversion.
The Panthers will line up for the 2-point
They'll look to throw. They'll try to do it with the screen. And he's not going to get in. The decision to go for 2 doesn't pay off. Unable to cut any further into the deficit. Down 3 scores, and it's late. They're going to need a few bounces to go their way. They'll start right here trying to get an onside kick.
You have no choice. You find yourself down big here late in the fourth quarter, Mike. You got nothing to lose. Give it a shot. Nice job here by the hands team recovering. They're going to take over possession.
The Bucs offense getting set to get back to work. Well, the goal here is to run some time off the clock. The game is well in hand. as they get it back on offense for 1st and 10. They'll run it. It's Irvin. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
Taken down at the 41. 1 yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
From the 41, here's 2nd and 9. Baker gonna give it to Irvin. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. A pickup of 12 yards.
That's good.
Good for a Buccaneers first down.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, Mike, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the 4th quarter, which typically means I had the lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game.
2nd down, 8 yards to go. Now Baker keeping it on the Joe Reed.
The quarterback could have handed it. He could have kept it himself. I don't really think either option would have turned out much different. Great job by the defense having a plan for the running back and a plan for the quarterback, and they're able to force that carry for no gain.
3rd down and 3. Trying to pick this one up on the ground. And he's going to have the first down. And that will not officially end it, but for all intents and purposes, they're going to be able to run the clock down from here.
This defense just hasn't had an answer for this guy all game long. Comes through again there with a nice conversion to bring up first down.
They'll send their tight end left. Play clock has expired. They're not going to get this one off on top.
Still first down.
The handoff, it's Irvin. And this is going to be a touchdown. They're going to extend the lead here in the final minute of play.
You just don't see these kind of holes too often at this NFL level, Mike, and you can see once he got the ball, the clear line to the end zone, he doesn't get touched, and an unfortunate defensive breakdown here ends up costing him 6 points.
McLaughlin now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Bucks tack on one more to their lead.
Buccaneers 45, Panthers 21.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. The return starts from the 5. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Panthers offense and receiver Teneroa McMillan set to take over once again. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early. Boy, did that pay great dividends to this point. first and 10. Here's Young. This one complete right side.
Complete to number 18. It's a gain of 5. Brings up second and 5.
The Panthers will take their first timeout, and they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. They'll break the huddle. It's second and 5. We're going to put a man in motion to the right. Throwing on second down, Young. At the left side, hauled in by Leggett. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield.
It's a gain of 14
and we'll get whistles
yards.
and a timeout, so they will stop the clock. Closing seconds, game decided, but timeout anyway.
48-yard line.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10. Here's Young. He'll let this go deep for the end zone. And the final throw of the game winds up incomplete, and that will do it. This one comes to an end. So a win here for the Buccaneers. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did, and that was the difference in this one. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Buccaneers get the win, as we say so long from Tampa.